Okay, hey there, welcome back. So in our last video, we got our pictures working, and between videos, I finished for the dwarfs and the elves and the half-orcs and blah, 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 and all the others, so they're all working. And no, I have no idea why I loaded Maya either. Just kind of got a little button click happy. So what we're going to do this time, goodness, I'm not even, okay, so that's just the regular mic. I just noticed that my microphone isn't plugged in, but it seems to be picking me up just fine, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this. Yeah, let's do it that way. All right, I thought I closed Maya. Go away, Maya. Okay, yes, no, don't save. All right, so what we're going to do this time around is we're going to go ahead and get these components here, as well as these, to update with the correct values based upon the race and the class that I've selected. Remember, our code, our rules system had certain requirements. So, for instance, and we actually had that programmed into our early version. For instance, if I'm a dwarf, my Constitution and Wisdom are both increased by 2, right? Okay, so now I just want to have that display out here on my screen, as well as have my hit points, Fortitude, Reflex, and Will be updated correctly. So I'm going to go back here into my character generator and create some new things. Yeah, some new ones of these. I'm going to do a public text. What am I going to need? I'm going to need a strength text. I'm going to call this value. Strength value. Dex value. Con value. Charisma value. Wisdom value. Let's stop there, and then we'll do some more public text. HP value, fort value, reflex value, and will value. And I'm missing one of my attributes. I've got strength, dexterity, constitution, charisma, wisdom. I'm missing intelligence, INT value. There we go. Okay, so those are going to be the ones that I'm going to actually be updating on the screen. So if I kind of move that over to there, go to my character system, I should have, move this portrait, there we go. I've got all these new ones too. So let me just go into canvas, attribute values, that'll work. So my strength value goes to the strength value. My dex value goes to my dex value. My con value goes to constitution. Charisma will go to charisma. Wisdom will go to wisdom. Intelligence will go there. HP. Let's see. I'm not seeing that there, so defense box probably. There we go. So hit points of value will go to HP. Fort value will go fortitude value. Reflex value. And willpower value. Okay, so I've got all of those ready to be updated. Okay, good enough. So let's pull this back over here. And we've already got the skeleton in place from the early version where we were just seeing all the changes inside the inspector. And now we want to see the changes inside our actual UI. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I guess I'll start with check race. Is that the top? Yeah. So check race, whenever I change race, I'm going to go ahead and make a call to initialize attributes, which is going to reset all of my attributes to their base value. It's going to go through, do some stuff, like so. Okay. And whatever it does, it's making the adjustments there. And then my check class, I'm going to do the same thing with my class. Okay, let's be careful here. Notice my class is only changing my HP and my will, right? Or my saves right there. Right, that's all it's changing. So here's what I'm thinking for this. I'm just going to go ahead and do a my HP equals, I think 10 is the base value. Do we not have that up here in our initialize attributes? Where's my initialize attributes? There it is. Yeah, right here it is. I'm just going to take this right out of the initialize attributes. I'm going to cut that out. We had that there before, not going to use it anymore. Now my attributes are just going to initialize the base attributes, like so. And then inside my check class, I'm actually going to go ahead and reinitialize my health and my defense there to default values. Get back here. Reset health and defense to default values. There we go. And then I can go through here and make whatever changes it wants. Okay, fine. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to be updating things. So I had this update UI that I was using for my portraits. Okay, I think that's probably going to be a decent starting point. Let's see. So I'm going to call my update UI. Previous race calls update UI. Oh, I see. I don't actually have buttons in place for the class. Yeah, that's right, because I left that out. Okay, I'll probably get that taken care of in just a minute. Okay, so let's focus on the race first. So I've got my update UI already in place, and I've got my next race clicked. So whenever I click this, I want to go through and I want to update the UI with the new values for that specific race. Well, that seems pretty straightforward. I'll check the race and I'll do some stuff here. I like this. So I want to just go ahead and add in, I want to go through all of my things that I've got up here. Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank on everything. I want to go through all of these. So just to kind of make sure I don't forget these, I'm just going to do a Control-C to copy them. And then I'm going to come back down here to my update UI, which should be right here. And I'll say update the number values for the attributes. There you go. And I'm just going to put this here. And that's going to become to make sure that I remember everything. So let's see. str value will equal my attributes. I'm sorry, str value dot text. Okay, so this is just really unhappy here. All right. Do that and that. There you go. str value dot text will equal my attributes strength, character attribute, base attributes dot strength. That one. Good enough. Dot to string. Because it's an integer, it wants to be converted to a string. Not a problem. So let's do a dex value dot text equals same basic thing. My attributes bracket character attributes dot base attributes. Oh, why'd it go up there? Dot base attributes dot dexterity dot to string. There we go. That's dex con value dot text equals my attributes character attributes. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this. You don't need to watch me typing all this, so we'll be back when we get it typed. Okay, so I got all those changes set in here. So that means these two commented lines that I was using as references, I don't need those. I've got an extra blank right down here. Don't need that. So I'm going to save this and let's see what happens. So we'll bring up Unity real quick. Go ahead and run the game. There we go. Let's see. Well, I'm human, but notice nothing's changing here. So I have this idea that I probably need to do a default setup. So let's go back to our script and let's go up to our start right up here. Where are you at, start? There it is. So I have this initialize attributes, but you know, I probably shouldn't do that. Instead, once I've set my race right here, so I'm going to do a set initial race, and then I actually need a set initial class as well, which is going to look very similar to what I've got up there. And then finally, after I do that, I want to go ahead and set initial attribute value. So here's how we'll do that. We'll do a check class, check race, because yeah, check race, like so. Actually, here's what we're going to do. I don't know why I was doing that differently. We're going to do an update UI, like so. And that's just going to call the update UI, which is where we have it going through and checking the class. So let's save this and see what happens really quick. Where's Unity? There it is. So I see I got a random +2 in intelligence. Well, let's try changing our race. Okay, so we got an error down here. So let's take a look at where we just broke this and see if we can figure out what's going on. Index out of range. Looks like right here, character generator 197. Alright, and also one here at 236. But let's take a look at 197. Let's see what's going on there. Character generator line 197. My portrait, so we're coming down here, and apparently we don't have a portrait list for some reason. Oh, why don't we have a portrait list? So we checked our class, or we check our race right here. So all of those should be working. Alright. We'll get rid of this check class because I'm not really using it at the moment. So check race, my portrait equals portrait list 0. Okay, so for some reason there was nothing in my portrait list. Well, that is interesting. I'm going to go look at my portrait DBs over here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Oh, I'm missing a bunch, aren't I? Okay. Well, that was silly. So I need to get my dwarfs assigned. Let's see what category I'm in. Male. So, oh, come on. Character system. Okay, so the male dwarf right there is going to be male dwarf. That's male drow. There's male dwarf. Okay, male dwarf is done. Just open up all these that aren't done so I can kind of notice. Okay, so yeah, that's all I've got to do is drag them over there. So let me get those dragged. Okay, so we're back. Those should be fixed now. Let's see. That should take care of that problem. Let's double check. See what we got going on here. Looks good. Human, yeah. Let's go to another race. 1212, that's what that's supposed to do. 1212, that's what that's supposed to do. Yeah, it looks like. So we got that working. So now all I've got to do is get it working for the class, which is fine. So to get it, I don't know why I paused the video when I did that. So to get it working for the class, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the work that we did for our race. Where is it? For our race button down here. Next race clicked, all of this, and next class, next previous race clicked. I'm going to do the same thing for the class. So just to kind of copy these, I'm just going to select these, boom, like so. Boom. Do a Control-C. And let's put it right in here. Right here. Control-V. So this is going to be, I'm going to leave the underlines here, okay, because I want errors showing up, because that helps me to know where it is I'm still working. So I've got a previous race clicked. This is going to become next race clicked, next class clicked. Found it's going to stay the same. Character attributes dot classes, not races. Dot classes. This class, not this race. In system enum, get values, character attributes dot classes. All right, looks good. if found it my class equals this class, else if my class equals, well, let's see, I've got my red errors. That tells me where I was. Good. Equals this class. So all I'm doing, I'm using the exact same code we had. I'm just changing where it was race to be class. Instead of race text, this will be class text, which I don't think exists. Should give me an error. And it does. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so it does exist. So this will be my class. There you go. And do the same thing here. Instead of previous race clicked, we're going to do previous class clicked. Last value, character attributes dot classes, like so. Character attribute races dot classes, prev class, character attributes dot classes. There we go. For each character attributes dot classes, this class in systemenum get values blah blah blah, character attributes dot classes. Nice. If my class equals this class, prev race becomes class race, or prev class, and my race becomes my class. Break. Prev race becomes prev class. This race becomes this class. Race text. My race becomes my class. Race text becomes class text. Update UI. Nice. All right, last thing I want to do before I go test it is I want to set a default. So I'm going to come all the way back up here to start and set initial class, right? So this is going to be my class equals character attributes. Character attributes dot classes dot, oh, what do we want to default to? Let's default to warrior. So not a warrior, fighter. Okay, fighter, fine, fighter, whatever. And then we're going to say class text dot text equals my class dot to string, like so. Okay, let's see what we got going on now. So we'll jump back into here really quick. See if this becomes fighter. It does. Nice. Okay, that's looking good. Those are changing. Now the class should change these values down here, right? Okay. Not working because I don't have this assigned anywhere, right? Okay, so I don't have that assigned. Not a problem. So let's go ahead and look at over here in our hierarchy panel. Going into my buttons. Where is my, there it is. So my next class button. Let's unlock this. Unlock it, there it is. Next class is going to be, let's select character system, and for the function is going to be a character generator next class clicked. There it is. And then for previous button, I'll hit the plus again. My object is going to be character system, and my function is going to be character generator previous class clicked. Alright, I know that I still need one more thing, but let me run this just to double check here. Okay, so these are working here. Kind of curious. So every time it goes through here, notice it's picking a new random one because it's redoing that. Aha, something we're going to have to be aware of. This isn't updating down here yet. Okay, not a problem, not a problem. So first, let's take care of this problem, okay? All right, so let's go back into our code. Let's go down to our update UI. If I can find it, there it is. And we're calling check race, but notice we don't call check class. Check class, like so. There we go. Okay. All right, let's see if that gets rid of part of the problem. It should, but let's see how we're doing. What am I looking for? Oh, here, Unity. There it goes. Okay, so let's run. So this time I want to see if my hit points, fortitude, reflex, and will are updated the way they're supposed to. Run, please. Yes, run. Go, go. There it goes. Aha! Looks like that's working the way that it's supposed to. Now I've just got to fix this part right here. Okay, so the way I'm going to fix that, once again back here in my code, in my update UI, I'm going to have it bring in some parameters. So I'm going to do a bool change race. All right. And I'm going to give it a default. No, I'm not going to give it a default value. We're not going to deal with that. And right here, we're going to say, right above this, we're going to say if change race, call check race. Otherwise, you know what? Don't call check race. So let's go to all the ones that call this. Now, the only ones that are changing the race are the next race click. So this is going to become update UI true, because this was my changing the race. Previous race clicked, update UI true. All right. Next class clicked. Well, that's not changing the race, so this is going to be false. Previous class clicked, not changing the race, so this will be false. Portrait, not changing the race, so that will be, oh, actually those portrait ones don't do anything. It's only this one. It's only the sex button that changes what's going on there. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. We'll save that, go back in, like so. Oh, compiler errors. Which one? Okay. Oh, my set initial. This is going to be true because I want to set my initial human class, and my human race, and my class as well. I want to do them both. Okay. Let's run that. Okay, looks good. Everything's set there. Notice this didn't change. That changed. All right. There we go. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. I don't know, I thought that was like a human for some reason. What is that? Okay, so everything is working correctly. We didn't have attribute differences for male-female characters. At least I don't remember that. I don't think we did. No, we didn't, because male-female wasn't part of the original character creation process. So now we have our UI updating with the code that we had built in the beginning that only showed over here in the inspector. Now it all shows out here where we want it to. And next up is going to be to allow the player to do some buy-ins as far as adjusting each one of these attributes based upon a value that they have left that they can still spend. So that will be the next one.